Hello there, how are you? Welcome back to How I Did It. Well, somebody cannot read, and they came around the corner too fast and smashed into my fence. Now, fortunately, the top wire and the bottom wire on this 3-inch square um, roll fencing is like super heavy duty, so it did not break. Actually, even some of the smaller strands through the center did not break, they just stretched. But there's still a big gap there, as you can see, and it's big enough for the dogs to get out. Ginger and Earl could have went out that. Fortunately, they stay pretty close with Tink, so my thought process on this was I'm going to get this fence MacGyvered back into place so I can keep my pups in, my cows in, and keep other pups from the neighborhood out. So I used my little 2 bed slats with my ratchet strap, and I went ahead, got this thing stretched out, went ahead and pulled the fence post out, laid it off to the side, and then I had this great idea. I thought, you know what? I'm going to put in a telephone post right here. And up the street on the side of the road for like 3 months, there's been laying in the gutter, whatever you want to call it, a telephone pole. So I thought, I'll just go scoop it with my tractor, bring it back, cut down the size that I need. I'll leave the leftovers out there on the side of the road to deter people. Yeah. No video evidence was taken, but I got my tractor so stuck. Fortunately, my neighbor was coming home from the grocery store. He stopped, checked on me, went to his house, got his tractor and a tow strap. In the meantime, another neighbor came up with his truck. They both got there at about the same time. They used the strap, and the truck pulled me out. I thought I was in there much better than what their workload indicated when they pulled me out. I mean, it was like zero effort whatsoever. And then it was great because the neighbor who had the groceries in his vehicle that came back with the tractor, he goes, "You're not leaving without that pole." So I did get my telephone pole that I wanted. Fortunately for me, I got this in here. I got um, the thing MacGyvered together to where I don't have to worry about the cows getting out or the pups getting out. And I reiterate the pups because when I came back with this telephone pole, my third neighbor was here at the property. He lives at the 5 acres behind me, keeping my dogs in the fence. They were all out greeting cars as they were coming by the front here. Anyway, I'm using my handy dandy water bottle to make sure that this pole is fairly plumb. And then I'm just going to start packing the sand down and around it. Now, once I get a pretty good portion down in the bottom, I'm using the end of the shovel kind of as a tapper. And then I washed it down in like I had done with the garden. That way it creates kind of like a quicksandy suction, and it really packs that hardcore down in there. But the nice part about it is just like the smaller pole. They will bend over, but they typically won't break unless they're super, super old. You put concrete on it, and 9 times out of 10, they're going to shear off where the concrete meets the level of the ground. So with that being said, I went and got another little 8-foot section that I had left over of this fence. I went ahead and temporarily tacked it with some fence staples just to hold this in place until my gripples can come in. Now, a gripple is a handy dandy little gadget, and I'll show you a video of it. And they come in multiple sizes. So the top wire is thicker, so that has a super large size, and down the middle is smaller, so that's like a medium size. And the nice part about it is you take the wire from one section of fence and feed it in one direction. You take the wire from the other section of fence and feed it the opposite direction. And this little gadget just grabs onto it and holds it. I know it can give, and that's where they kind of bend it back on itself also as a safety. So I have this choice or to pull a whole section of fence out, and I opted that I was just going to go with these little gripples. And there's a look at it. Now I did leave my ratchet strap set up on there just as added support. But as you can see, that telephone pole is in and it is holding absolutely fantastic. Yes, I did leave the other section of telephone pole out there. So if somebody cannot read and they come around that corner, it's going to kind of act like a bumper when bowling. Alrighty then. I want to thank you all for stopping by. Happy New Year. Have an absolutely wonderful and blessed day.